Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Chris, and I'm making this video today because I received a message from a viewer by the name of Tim S. And this message is arguing that my tutorials are unethical and that the information I'm providing is making me an accessory to criminal behavior. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read Tim's message to you, and then I want to know if you guys agree or disagree and why or why not. I'm also going to provide my own argument to refute everything that Tim has said. So I'm going to go ahead and begin by reading this message. The subject of this message is accessory in fact to child endangerment, and the message goes on to read, "You can spout all you want about freedom of speech, etc. But the fact of the matter is that by providing minors with detailed step-by-step directions on avoiding parental controls, you are engaging in activity that is reasonably likely to result in minors being exposed to sexual predators without any hope of lawful intervention. That makes you an accessory before the fact in terms of the law, and an awful human being in terms of humanity. At least I know of you now, and the hunt may begin. You will either reform your ways, or you will be held accountable in this life or the next." First, let me say, I'm a firm believer in the U.S. Constitution and our First Amendment right. However, freedom of speech is really irrelevant to my argument, and I'm going to tell you why right now. First of all, I'd like to refute the statement that I've provided information to minors on how to avoid parental controls. I have never provided a tutorial, let alone to a minor, on how to avoid, bypass, or manipulate parental controls. Period. Secondly, you want to talk about accountability. Look at it like this. If a child is afforded the opportunity to bypass parental controls or to even access a controlled device, wouldn't the child's parents be responsible? Because where I come from, we're responsible for two things: ourselves and our children. Television is not responsible for my child's behavior. Music is not responsible for my child's behavior, and video games are not responsible for my child's behavior. I decide as a parent what to allow my child to watch, play, and listen to. And in my opinion, that's the only point that needs to be made. Now further on in the message, Tim calls me an awful human being. I like to think of myself as a pretty decent guy. What I'm doing with my YouTube channel is two things. One, I'm providing people with information that they otherwise wouldn't be able to obtain, whether it's due to financial hardship, not being able to access an education, or whatever reason. Secondly, I like to think that my channel and my tutorials are bringing awareness to security issues. I like to think that I'm helping people identify risks and then better protect themselves against those risks. So I'd like to know what you guys think. Do you think that my tutorials are unethical? Do you think that maybe I should censor some of the information I'm putting out there? Why or why not? Last but not least, I want to address the threat that Tim made to me. At least that's how I've perceived it. He says, "At least I know of you now, and the hunt may begin." I'm curious to know, Tim, what do you mean by that? To the best of my knowledge, when an individual resorts to threats, that means that individual lacks intelligence or their argument lacks substance. From what I can tell here, Tim lacks both. He doesn't appear to be a very intelligent person, although he did articulate himself well, but his arguments are weak, he doesn't elaborate, and he doesn't make factual statements. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap it up. I want to get your thoughts and opinions. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.